What's this one?
That's unleashing American energy, sir. This is about reforming the system of hiring in the federal government, radical gender ideologies. The definition of birthright citizenship.
It's been a whirlwind start, even by Donald Trump standards. The new US president is testing the very limits of the presidency by governing through a blizzard of executive orders. But is he about to hit those limits?
With oil prices going down, I'll demand that interest rates drop immediately.
Trump telling global leaders at the World Economic Forum he wants the US central bank, the Federal Reserve, to lower its benchmark interest rate again at the end of its latest meeting on Wednesday. In his first term, Trump shattered the convention that US presidents don't tell the Fed what to do. He wanted Chair Jerome Powell to cut its benchmark interest rate because that typically increases economic growth. But Powell resisted until he had to slash that rate to save the US economy from COVID, but then had to raise it aggressively to drive down the biggest inflation surge for decades. Now that inflation has largely been resolved, Powell and his colleagues have been cutting that rate again to give businesses and consumers a breather. But Powell has signaled that he may not be ready to cut that rate again because there are still persistent pockets of inflation in the economy, and that puts him on a collision course with Trump. After Trump won the election, Powell insisted he would not yield to a president who picked him during his first term, but then threatened to fire him when his demands weren't met.
If he asked you to leave, would you go?
No.
In any case, it isn't clear if Trump could remove a Fed chair, partly because this hasn't been tested in the modern era, so it's likely the Supreme Court would have to decide. And the Fed's independence to set and guide monetary policy, regardless of who's president, is considered sacrosanct and enjoys bipartisan support, including from Trump's Treasury Secretary.
The FOMC should be independent.
Powell also underscored this during Trump's run for the White House.
We do our work to serve all Americans. We're not serving any politician, any political figure, any cause, any issue, nothing.
Even so, Trump may ultimately have the upper hand. Powell's second term expires in May 2026, and it's up to Trump to decide whether to renew it. Owen, Fairclough, CGTN, Washington.